All right, welcome back, everybody.
Hola!
Got Gabs.
And Hector, soon to be Jalen, we hope.
Yeah, he'll be here soon. He's always late. He's always like, I'm going to be that guy.
That guy, yeah.
He is.
It has to be that guy.
He'll just walk in all nonchalantly and be like, hey, guys.
Yeah, what's up? Hey.
I bet you he's going to walk and be like, oh, you're already recording?
20 minutes late, right on time.
Yeah.
That's his mindset.
We were supposed to talk about Captain Marvel today.
Yeah.
So we want to wait till he comes.
Yeah, let's wait till we have all three, the trifecta, who know about the movie.
We should set it up, though, for the listeners.
Yeah, totally.
Because he messaged us. He said,
the one, he was like, Captain Marvel.
Hey, guys, have you seen Captain Marvel? And we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? We'll tell you guys what we think about it.
We'll tell
well,
you.
I mean, okay. Well, how about I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.
Yeah, it's a step below Doctor Strange in my book. And then you said
I said 4.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. I did not enjoy it.
Failure.
Yeah. I did not enjoy the movie.
I'm gonna hit you with some. Is it better than Thor: Dark World?
No.
You think it's not as good as a Dark World? Oh my Jesus!
Because the Dark World had some type of
Dark World's terrible, bro.
It was terrible. It was horrible. I'm not saying it's like good or anything, but
Wow.
Captain Marvel, it's only a little worse. Honestly, they're both on par sort of with each other. But the only reason I would watch Dark World again,
Okay.
Thor: Dark World again, is because first of all, that's how you get the Reality Stone. So I would want to see like if it matches up, if it makes sense, and how they get the Reality Stone.
Okay, yeah, because the Aether.
Yeah, the Aether. I would like to see. Also, I like to make fun of that movie sometimes. And I just love Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, so the whole time I was watching Captain Marvel, oh jeez, after like the first 10 minutes, I turned the volume down, and I started talking over the film.
Yeah.
And I started giving them dialogue as they were talking about it, and my girlfriend turned around and she slapped me. She's like, "Shut up!" But she couldn't stop laughing either, dude. It was
it's so bad.
there's the script, and then this is what's really happening.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's what I was doing to the movie. But we'll hold off on that.
Yeah, I don't know. We do have a lot to talk about, though.
Yeah, we want to talk about Brightburn as well.
Yeah, Brightburn, and for those who might not have heard of it, it's basically Superman if he was evil, but they haven't actually officially said it's Superman. But we all know it's Superman.
Oh, we know it's Superman.
We know it's Superman, 100%. You got the laser eyes, the super strength, the same backstory technically.
Exactly the same backstory.
It's exactly the same.
I think I saw a picture recently of a mask he was wearing. It looked freaky.
Yeah, it's like Superman horror. It's like Superman horror film.
Yeah,
I feel that horror,
and it's
I
James
love it.
Gunn too.
And it's James Gunn. It's James Gunn. Come on. You know what this almost feels like? You know what this almost feels like? It's like, oh, Marvel, okay. Hey, DC, hit me up real quick.
They picked him up for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want him? We'll take him.
Yeah.
Will Smith, by the way, no longer Deadshot.
No longer Deadshot.
Idris Elba? Was it? I think they said it was Idris Elba.
Maybe. I haven't seen anything on who would be the next Deadshot, but I did hear that he wouldn't be in the. Will Smith would not be Deadshot.
Right. I do think it was Idris Elba, though.
And I honestly don't think that's an issue.
I have no issue with it at all.
Honestly, he was okay, sort of, at Deadshot, but,
Well, he was endearing. Will Smith does have this endearing quality to him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just the way he puts that loving father into Deadshot.
That's it.
Usually it's like when we see Deadshot, we know he has a daughter, but he's usually a scumbag.
Yeah, he's a mercenary.
He's a mercenary who's just trying to get money.
He's like how he was in Injustice 2. Just if you played him, you're dirt, bro.
You are dirt. And I played him for a little bit, so I mean, honestly, I have no shame.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Yeah. But it's just he has that endearing. I get what you mean with the endearing.
I feel like Idris Elba will have more of a presence about him.
I feel like he's gonna play evil, right? Though, like the evil, quote unquote.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like Dog Eat Dog World-esque. I think he's gonna play that well. Like Star Trek Into Darkness. Remember the villain he played? He was the main villain. Did you see that movie?
I did.
Yeah.
Saw the Star Treks.
And he obviously it's not the same character, This one's, well, technically, yes.
Was that the movie where they rode a gravitational wave?
I think so. That was the one where they found, like, spoilers, by the way. That was one when they got, like, destroyed by the swarm spaceships.
Yes. I'm not sure if that was the one then.
They landed on the planet, and they found out that the guy who was doing all this was a former Federation person who started sucking the life force out of people.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
How did
character.
we get on this subject?
Because we were talking about Idris Elba.
Oh,
becoming
James
Deadshot.
Gunn.
And James
directing
Gunn and all
Suicide.
that.
That's right. Because we were talking about Brightburn.
Brightburn.
Oh, my God.
About Brightburn. We're
Back
sorry.
to where we started.
Back to what was actually the point. I actually loved the trailer. Gonna be 100% honest. Like, I didn't even think it was real. I genuinely didn't think it was real. I thought it was some random.
Yeah, I heard it
trailer.
on Reddit. I was like, they're like, oh, they're making a bad Superman movie. I'm like, what is it? Whatever that means, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer too, and I didn't know if I thought it was a joke, but I just like this can't be
Real.
like this can't be Superman. And then like near like the ending of the trailer,
Yeah.
I was like, oh
my
it
God.
is Superman.
Yeah. Like, my friend showed me the thumbnail, I was like, let me see the trailer real quick. And I saw the trailer, and I was like, that's a good idea. Like, this kind of looks cool, but I don't think it's real. I'm going to fact check real quick, and it came from a YouTube channel that has fake trailers on it. And I was just like, oh, okay, so this has to be fake. So, hey, man, sorry, it's fake. It says came out in 2019. And I was like, oh. And he was like, oh, sorry. And then I'm just scrolling through YouTube one day. I click on a video, and it's an ad. That's how you know it's official. When the trailer ends up as an ad on a
it's
YouTube
right.
video, it's
because they paid
official.
for it at that point.
Yeah, and so I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's real!" And then I realized that I didn't even see James Gunn as the
director.
The director.
Right.
I was like, "Oh my God, this is real!" And I freaked out.
I really want there to be like an Exorcist or like a Insidious type feel
Some
to
type
this
of feel
movie.
to this movie. Like, I think I already feel that though.
Whatever happened to that movie that was a horror movie about mutants?
I'm not sure what you were even talking about.
Like the whole, I remember seeing this like a year and a half ago. Dude, I was watching a movie, like a Marvel movie.
The Inhumans? No, that's something stupid.
No.
That's something much different. I know what you're talking about.
I think it was called like New Mutants or something like that.
I have like, I think I know what you're talking about. I know who the New Mutants are, but
God, dude,
I don't think they did anything with them.
maybe they stopped production of that movie because it was supposed to be like a horror movie. They had children. They're performing all these experiments on them in the psych ward.
And they're mutants and stuff.
And then you find out in like the last like 30 seconds of the trailer that they're mutants, and it looked like a horror story. I remember watching it being, oh man, this is a cool horror story, and all of a sudden they have powers.
I know what you're talking about. I think they did stop production. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm not 100% sure.
Speaking of production, they did delay the production of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
Which we knew that.
Yeah.
Hey, here's some good news for you. Wesley Snipes has returned to the MCU.
For Blade?
He's made 2 movies, or he's in 2 works. His quote was, "I'm so happy that people," these are along the lines. He's happy that people are supportive of these works. He thinks that they will fit perfectly into the MCU. He specifically said
the
MCU. They fit perfectly inside it.
Yeah.
But does that mean it's Blade?
I don't know. It could be.
It's
could
Wesley
not be.
Snipes.
It's Wesley Snipes.
He is Blade.
Yeah, it has to be Blade. I remember. Just a little side note. Like, Blade has been like one of my favorite characters in MCU like for a long while.
Well, not the MCU.
Well,
in the Marvel
unquote,
universe.
In the Marvel universe, just the MU. Okay.
Yeah.
I had the Marvel Alliance game. Remember that?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you can play all these hundreds of different heroes from Marvel, and I loved that game. It was my favorite game growing up, and Blade was one of them. And he was so good in the game, and he was so cool. And I remember watching the movies, and I was like, these movies are good, man.
I love Blade too,
Blade
but
2
only
is
because I think I really just like Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay? Like, it's just a given. If he's, like, has anything to do with a movie, it's probably going to be...
He loves
pretty damn
props.
good.
He uses his props and costumes better than every single director out there,
It's just...
other than maybe Christopher Nolan.
Everybody can... Nowadays, it's quote-unquote easy to make a movie that looks really good.
CGI.
With monsters, CGI, and stuff like that. But he just brings a literal realism to it because he doesn't like using CGI for monsters. Like, look at Hellboy. Remember? Okay.
You're talking about the first, not the one that's coming out. That's trash.
Yeah, I'm talking about the original, right? Remember Hellboy 2? Remember when he got
That's
stabbed?
Guillermo del Toro. Oh, yeah.
And then they had to take him to the Angel of Death.
Angel of Death was amazing.
That was so, like, I thought it was real. Like, when I was a kid, so yeah. But, like, I saw that, and I looked at it and was like, are you sure this is a movie?
That made that movie. That ambiance that just solidified it. You ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
I have. Yes.
It's a Spanish movie.
That was a weird one for me.
It was very weird, but, like, when you watch it as an art piece, it's really good.
It hits.
It's another Guillermo del Toro movie.
Mm-hmm. He's just so good at bringing these things to life, and I love that about him.
So, the best directors then. Nolan.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, del Toro.
Yeah.
We're talking about him. How about James Cameron? You like him? Avatar?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He does also, like, Terminators too, I think.
Yeah. A little bit.
He's good.
Yeah. Those came out good.
The Russo brothers, obviously. Hey, the Russo brothers. They just popped out another Avengers trailer.
Yeah, I saw it. I was watching it, like, right before I got here.
Oh, my God.
I heard Jalen said that there was a new trailer. I was like...
There's so much now in this new trailer. Tony Stark's back.
Yeah.
Him and Nebula, and they're wearing these white suits, which means you're going into outer space.
Yeah. Like, I was sitting in my last class, and I was like, Mr. Talley, I'm going to get this test done, give you 100, let me get this done. And he was like, all right. And then I was watching the video, and I was like, oh my God. Because like, oh my God, I feel like this is so, it looks like obvious what they're trying to do, but then you don't know because it's Marvel, and they always do the whole Kansas City shuffle thing. You look that way, we go this way.
Apparently the Russo brothers took 8 minutes of film and then gave it to the marketers, and they've had those same 8 minutes for every trailer.
Oh my God.
So we don't know what they're trying to pull, but we did confirm a few things. The missing spaces. That was not Captain Marvel. Mm-mm. It was Nebula and Tony, but still could be.
It could be.
Because Captain Marvel did show up in the Endgame trailer. We'll talk about that when Jalen finally gets here.
Yeah.
What else was in it that was kind of important? Oh, Ant-Man. We saw that he is surprised at seeing all the missing...
Yeah, he was looking at, like, the missing posters.
Right, which does show that he was in the time vortex.
I'm loving Ronan.
You like his new haircut?
I kind of like it.
His mohawk?
It looks like he was just, like...
Think he cuts his own hair?
Do you think he lost his, like, family?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was waiting when that trailer popped and you could see his daughter doing the bow and arrow. I was waiting for him to give her a high five and her to start to turn to dust.
Oh my God!
I was like, I was waiting for that moment. I was like, she's gonna turn to dust, and then it cut off.
Oh, that's too
But what
much.
if you see that?
Oh no, that's gonna hurt. That hurts now. I'm just thinking about it, and that hurts. Infinity War was already enough. We don't need any more of this, man. Oh my God, I don't want to think about that. But like, I was watching the trailer, and one thing I noticed, which was kind of weird, was Tony. I mean, not Tony. Tony.
Cap?
Steve, yeah, Cap. He looks very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, accepting, in a way. I don't know how to...
Dude, he's Captain America... And I said this in one of the earlier podcasts that each person represents a form of not depression, but
acceptance or grief.
Is it grief?
The 5 stages of grief.
5 stages of grief. Yeah, that's what I said. The 5 stages of grief. And when you said that, like he is the acceptance part of it.
Yeah.
But he's also denying it.
Yeah, it's denial.
Right, but he does accept it at some point. He's like, all right, this is the only thing we can do, and then he's like even begging.
He looks very calm. Like
he's lost everything.
Yeah, everything at this point. Yeah, but like when he was talking to Natasha, and he was just like, I keep telling people to move on. And he's like, some people do, but not us. And I'm like, really, that would be just like a heart-wrenching thing to say, not like, not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be his depression kicking in there. Did you hear Peggy's voice in the trailer? At one point when they were showing Cap, they were doing the flashbacks.
Yeah.
I think it was during the flashback scene with Captain. I could hear Peggy's voice over his voice.
Maybe.
I heard a female voice, and I'm pretty sure it's Peggy. If Captain's talking, it's probably Peggy.
Yeah.
Which means that she's coming back, because they're going back in time.
You think so?
They have to be going back in time. And then they even said in the trailer, sometimes you just have to start over.
Man. I don't know. I don't know.
That was what they
know,
said
that's
in
what
the
they
trailer.
said, but,
Sometimes
like,
you just have to start over.
But like, man, it's just I don't even think. I don't know what to think. I don't know that Marvel has broken my. I can't even speak. Marvel has broken my ability. Yeah, they've broken my ability to piece things together properly and just think about it, because Infinity War, whether you liked the movie or not, was groundbreaking in a couple of different ways. They had almost every single character they've ever put on any of their screens in the same movie.
Yeah, star loaded.
It was star loaded, first
Sure.
of all. Second of all,
imagine being real quick. What's his name that played Thanos? Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
You have this star-packed movie, and you are the star. That's
star.
what's cool to think about.
know,
Anyways,
right?
keep going.
And another thing, nobody got everything right in that movie.
Absolutely not.
Nobody
tricked
got
us.
everything right. Everything
Yeah.
was tricked. Everybody was expecting Hulk. Hulk never popped up. Everybody was expecting, this big fight to happen between all of them, and they were just gonna. That kind of happened.
Well,
but
yeah,
really.
it happened, but not that everybody.
Not to the scale.
Everybody thought at least Tony or Cap would die.
Yeah,
at least one of them.
You said that in a podcast. Me and you
Yeah.
both agreed, like, one of them has to die in this movie, and then neither of them did. And we were like,
Well, we're done there.
yeah.
Hey, speaking of predictions, I do have another bold prediction
Okay.
that Ant-Man will call himself the new magician.
Why do you think that?
Because Doctor Strange is gone, right? And Doctor Strange does magic. And who's been practicing his magic tricks? Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So he's going to call himself the magician. He's going to be like, you got a new magic guy in town, and he's going to do a card trick for us. And it's going to be like a light sense of humor part.
Yeah. I think the thing is, right, people want to be able to predict this correctly, right? But I don't think that we should be aiming for correctness.
What should we aim for then?
I think we should be aiming for the most bonkers, out-of-the-box thing that we can possibly think about. Do you want to know why, though? Because the Russo brothers are directing this, right?
Yes, they are.
So they could have Tony, Nebula, and everyone back. Let's say they do go back in time, right?
Okay.
Let's say they do go back in time.
All right.
Captain America doesn't go back to his time. He doesn't go back to his time. They just restart everything, and they bring it for a loop, and then they end up at the fight with Thanos grabbing Vision. They fight, and they kill Thanos there. They could do whatever they want with this.
Yes, they can.
They can, because it's time travel, and it's their movie, man. They can mess with time travel the way they please.
There is something that's bothering me, is that when you see them in the Avengers facility walking in those white suits,
Yeah.
that is completely different than them in the past with those things on their hands. Mm-hmm. I don't see the connection between those two.
I don't either.
Well, what ending do you want? The Russo brothers looked at the ending first. They said, we want Thanos to kill half the universe. Mm-hmm. And they said, all right, well, now which half are we going to kill?
Yeah.
And then they also had the idea in mind that they wanted it to be like Avengers reassembled, but with the main Avengers back. So they said, half the population dies, and these guys must survive. And then everything else is just like, let's make a movie that says that. So what's the ending? What's the end game in mind? I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So, all right. I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I don't want a particular ending.
Well, Spider-Man comes back. Doctor Strange comes back.
I get that. Like,
Black
people
Panther
coming back,
comes back.
everybody comes back, but it's not that I necessarily want or need that to happen. I believe that whatever they do is going to be the right choice, because they have not led us astray yet. They haven't led us to any they haven't drove us into a wall yet with any decision that they've made so far.
So just enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. That's my mindset going into this movie. Because the last time I tried making a prediction, I cried at a 15-year-old boy turning into dust.
He didn't know that they were filming that scene that day either.
Nope.
They just said, here's your script, go do it.
Yeah.
Oh, and apparently, too, Captain Marvel, her scenes were filmed before the Captain Marvel movie was filmed.
What?
Apparently, the Russo brothers filmed so much before Infinity War.
Yeah.
That the actors have said, we have no idea which scenes are in and not in the movie. They said that they filmed scenes that never showed up in Infinity War, which means that even the producers were like, we're going to trick our actors.
Yeah, man, because they don't want anything happening. First of all, they have two big mouths as a cast.
Holland and
Russo. No, not Russo. Ruffalo. I said Russo.
Ruffalo's terrible.
Holland and Ruffalo. They're both horrible.
They're bad.
And you know what? I think that whole shtick with, I think it was Kimmel, when he was on Kimmel and he screamed the name out loud.
Was that with was that
a Kimmel?
Was that with he was with what's his name?
No, he was alone.
Don Cheadle.
No, he was alone, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. He just, remember when he was like, Avengers, and he said the name and they had to bleep it? And then he was just like,
oh, yes.
I think that was planned. I'm pretty sure it was, because he said the wrong name. Or they told him the wrong name, and he accidentally did that.
Nice.
And because they knew that it was
I love the Russo brothers.
Yeah, they're so smart. They plan ahead of everything.
Well, let's start talking about Captain Marvel. Because Jalen isn't here.
He's not.
All right. Because this is a touchy subject, because a lot of people will like it. Let's premise it with this. That both of us were excited for this movie. Only for it to be a Marvel movie, but we were not excited for it because we don't want this brand new individual who comes out a month before this 10-year journey ends coming in and stealing the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because she should not have that much power wielding. Because Captain Marvel is an extremely potent, powerful.
And first of all, canonically, Thor is much stronger than her.
Oh, yeah, he's the mighty Thor, bro.
Yeah, he's much stronger than her. But never mind. Never mind that.
But we were both, I was willing to accept it as a movie, right? Like, it's a movie.
I went into this thing with the mindset of, it's just a movie. I just disconnected from the MCU entirely. I went in there and I watched it just as a movie.
Right.
And my opinion still stays the same.
Same here. And a lot of people have jumped onto these people. Like, you've seen the Rotten Tomatoes score. They're like, oh, they're doing this because... And if you aren't aware, there is this group of people who did actually go on and downvote the Captain Marvel movie on Rotten Tomatoes. And a lot of people actually have no idea where that came from. But there was a group that was anti-feminist because it was like the whole feminist month, right?
Yeah.
And they downvoted it as like a troll, like to troll it. But then if you looked at it, there was like 80,000 votes on it. You don't have that many votes and have 60% of them, which would be like 40,000 votes, right?
Yep.
8 times 6, 48. Yes, like 48,000 votes roughly. You don't have that many people who are a part of this little troll movement. You have maybe 1,000, right?
Maybe.
After I saw the movie, I would have given it the same thing. Like, I'm like, this is, yeah, I see it because it was just a bad movie. I went in with open mind too.
Yep.
And I think that Rotten Tomatoes score actually is indicative of how people truly feel about the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say my mind now because I thought, Jalen would be here and we can all do it, but I'm gonna say it now before anything. This movie was an extreme and utter failure in my eyes. Just entirely. The only redeeming things was certain things about the movie. There were certain funny moments that kind of made me want to keep watching.
Like the cat?
Like the cat. The cat was pretty good. Like, I liked the cat. And Nick Fury having a softer side in the back then.
Even though its nickname was Goose, which is the nickname to the Maverick in Top Gun. Oh, this is another Top Gun movie, too.
Huh. I didn't really like the Nick Fury thing.
Yeah, Nick Fury's balls, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, all right. I kind of see what they tried doing, but I didn't really particularly like it. The only thing I liked was his connection to the cat and how he was like, I love cats. Like, I love this thing.
I did enjoy how the Skrull, when he's looking, he's like, I'm not touching that thing.
I'm not touching that thing.
And then I'm like, and we're all like laughing. I know you were laughing. Everyone kind of
yeah.
giggling at the same time.
Like...
And then you find out what the cat really is. I was like, oh.
Wow.
It's just like Blade 3.
That was so good. High five. That's an up top moment right there. Yeah. Exactly. Wow.
Wasn't it?
About that. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I did enjoy how it did eat it. And then they even explained how they have like the trans-dimensional, multi-dimensional stomach.
Yeah.
I'm like, at least now it's plausible.
Yeah, it's plausible. Yeah. Also, I did like the Skrulls. They did depict the Skrulls right, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because the Skrulls have been dogged on a lot over the years. Like, the Skrulls, they're like, oh, they're just some green alien. They're actually pretty darn powerful, first of all. Second of all, they're like, it's so easy for them to just come into a world and just be like, and just take it over within like a couple months. They're pretty good, like,
Yeah, they
a
have
good
like
idea.
the ultimate stealth, which is
Literally shape-shifting
Yeah.
into whatever you want to shape-shift into. There is the Super Skrull, which is one of my favorite villains of all time, taking all the powers of the Fantastic Four at the same time and being able to use it against them. I love that power.
We might see that then.
Huh? Maybe.
You know, Fantastic Four is probably getting rebooted, and we do have the Skrulls introduced. I don't see why not.
Yeah. Super Skrull.
It'd be a great villain to kind of bring the Fantastic Four to make them master their moveset. Because if you have a villain that knows your moveset, they still haven't mastered it, right? There's a difference between knowing it and learning how to use all of its various properties.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there, that the Skrulls were pretty decent. I felt 10 minutes into the movie, I called the rest of the movie.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was obvious. I'm like, oh, we have Captain Marvel in the very beginning, and she's already got her powers. That means we're gonna have flashbacks, and it might be like a flashback, go to the present, flashback, go to the present, and what happened? Just that. I'm like, all right, called that.
also, tell them what you said the movie was like.
Oh yeah, like 10 minutes into the movie, like when I just figured it out, I was like, oh, this is a Green Lantern movie. Tell me I am wrong.
You aren't. I mean, really, I can't really see a difference. It's just
Crashed the plane.
Crashed
Check.
plane.
Got power after plane crashed. Check. From an alien. Check. Uses power to go around the universe. Check.
Yeah.
Right?
They can fly.
They can fly.
They glow.
Check. They emit light as energy. Check. Oh, Hal Jordan says a pilot who lost his family in the accident. Did that happen to Captain Marvel? Did she lose anybody in an accident?
No, I think she just lost herself.
Right.
I think she just lost herself. I'm not sure if she. I don't remember. That's the thing. You see what you're doing right now? You see trying to remember a detail about the movie? A Marvel movie, in my opinion, shouldn't be doing that.
Oh yeah, it should be in your brain.
It's not a memorable movie.
Oh, totally.
And
That's a good call there.
I didn't like it. And like that is the big knockdown. Like without that, that'd probably be around the same rating you had.
Oh, dog. I remember finally the moment that my girlfriend like slapped me in the back of my head. She went, "Stop it." When she was, oh God, and I was like, oh my God. When she was with, what's his name? The guy that is like the narrator to Unfortunate Events. The guy that was watching over her, Jude Law, right? When they got back together and Jude Law is like now like the enemy, I was like, oh, Sinestro. Sinestro trained Hal Jordan. Check. Sinestro, Jude Law trained Brie Larson. Check. Sinestro turns on her. Check. But he didn't turn because he had a plan the whole time. He rules by fear. Sinestro. It was 100% Sinestro. There's the Guardians. There were Guardians in the movie. She had to plug into the main power source to get them. Oh, guess where they... It was the Green Lantern movie all over, bro.
Yeah, it was not that good of a movie. And you know, a lot of people say that, oh, you just didn't like it because it was female empowering, or oh, you just didn't like it.
Had nothing to do with that.
It had absolutely nothing to do with what makes up what she is. It literally doesn't matter. I wouldn't care if this was a story about Howard Duck becoming Captain Marvel. The script, bad. The events of the movie, predictable. The movie itself, not memorable.
They should have focused on her rise
to power.
Right, like should have focused on the character development. Like they showed all the memories of her, like all the time she stood back up. Right, I'm like, God, that's your story.
That's the story. Just getting
show me that story. Show me the hardships. I want to feel her pain.
Show me why I should be like just like understanding why. Like show me what makes her have the will to get up.
She's like, oh, she's strong, and here's the memories of that. I don't want to believe it. I want to feel the rise. I want to
feel all of it and believe it. I want to stand up with her almost. Like when I see that, I want to just be like, all right, and get up. But when I saw that, I was like, oh.
You know, every clip I see of Brie Larson, like on like the red carpet, there's one where she got interviewed by this little girl, and it was just so endearing. Right? Every time I see Brie Larson being interviewed or like SNL or something, she's got such a vibrant personality.
Yeah. She's very vibrant.
Where did that go in the movie?
In the movie, she was so blank.
She was
so
bland.
dull. I didn't. Oh my God, that is another thing that bumped this movie down so far. Right? I read comics. Okay, I read comics.
Oh, you dork.
And I read a lot of Captain Marvel. I love Captain Marvel in the comics because she's so like cool, you know. Like the stuff that they did in the movie, just multiply that by 50,000 in actual character development, right? She was like you root for her. You're like, yeah.
So you're saying she's 1/50,000th
yeah,
of what she was in the comics?
She's so
bland.
like, yeah. And in the comics, you know, you feel the like I'm the master of my destiny. I do this. I'm the leader right now. I'm the captain. Like, you're gonna do what I say. I'm gonna do what I want to do this way that I do it. You know, I'm a powerhouse.
Sounds like Hal Jordan.
Yeah, right. Basically, in the movie, I got.
Yeah, it's bland. It's like Kristen Stewart.
Do you want me to do this? Why am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do this instead. It's like, no, you're. What?
Do it with a smile or
Yeah,
something.
do something.
Give me.
Just
I want to
emotion.
see Brie. If Brie Larson was allowed to be herself,
I think that would have been alright.
I think
If she was allowed to be, you know.
she was really
as vibrant
confined
as she
by the
is.
script.
Yeah.
The script was just awful. She probably was the only reason that the movie was even decent.
Yeah, because she is a good actor, and
Chris.
she kind of looks like Captain Marvel. Like she looks like Captain Marvel from the comics. She's got the
no doubt.
blonde hair. She's a beautiful woman in general.
But
right?
they portrayed her as the American girl.
Yeah, this poster woman for America.
Yeah, go surf's up, dude.
It was a bad movie.
It was terrible.
All in all. And the post-credit scenes, I didn't have a particular issue with it.
I didn't have any issues with those.
The post-credit scenes were okay. It's Marvel, so that's like the trademark. They're so good at those already.
I did like how Captain America was like, just restart it.
Yeah.
Plug it back in. I'm like, bro, is that how he fixes all his problems? Does he just hit restart on everything?
It's the 40s. They even, he was in the 40s, man.
And they're like, I don't know what to do with this.
He's the equivalent of like an old man to
He
them.
really
is. He's just like, can't I just like hit it? Can I hit it a couple times? It'll start up.
That was pure cat moment.
That was good.
That was good.
That movie. That's why this movie isn't like a
But
2.
that was a Russo trailer. Like, Russo put that in there.
Yeah, he was just like, he saw the movie. He was just like, here's this. Yeah, take this, put that there, and that's about all I can do right now.
I think that also, like, okay, who was the main villain in this movie? Was it Jude Law? What were they fighting against? Who was their villain?
I couldn't tell you. I can tell you that there was a couple.
It wasn't Ronan.
No.
Ronan shows up for a whole 2 minutes and gets his butt whooped when Captain Marvel just like blows up all his ships, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have liked to have seen Ronan with some paint on his face, but whatever, that's cool. But like, if it was Jude Law, that fight was terrible.
Yeah.
She's just like, shoot you done.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be comical?
Yeah. It was,
Where was the conflict? Where was my climax?
It was just a messy movie.
Was it the fight? Was it the interstellar fight?
It was a mess of a movie. I think that's all we can say about that. Like okay, I think that there isn't. I think they tried going for that. There isn't just one villain, right? I think the real villain is this or that or.
I don't know.
Because like the Kree themselves, and they were just trying to push the fact that the Skrulls aren't all that horrible.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
they were
the
trying to
Kree-
say the Kree were the villains.
Yeah, the Kree are the villains. You know, like the species, the people that picked you up and helped you out. They're your villain.
I would have preferred they
owe them.
took a Thor moment then, where you know how like in Thor 1 they sent the the guardian of the protector of their sacred their tools, right? Where they keep all of their. Like, they kept the Eternal Flame, they had the Infinity Stone there, they had...
The fake gauntlet.
Yeah, the fake gauntlet. That protector.
Yeah.
And they did, we're going to send him in, and he's going to be the main villain, right? Why couldn't the Kree have sent a main villain? Yo, you fight this dude, and it's going to be a fight where you have to really dig deep. Mm-hmm. I would have liked that, where
Especially
she had to
with Jude
dig
Law,
deep.
man. Because Jude Law is supposed to be the guy. Like,
yeah, if he's the leader...
That's got to be deep. Like, that's all you know from that. Well, not really now that you have your memories, but like, he helped you out. He picked you up. That could have been so much better.
Yeah, maybe make him like a tactician.
Yeah, like, okay, I know you just said it's like Green Lantern, but make him like Sinestro. because that was one of the good parts of the movie, Sinestro, in my opinion. I like Sinestro because he did good, you know?
Yeah, well, the movie, Green Lantern movie, I think was terrible.
Yeah, it was
because they tried to have 3 different main villains at the same time, and you can't just bring Parallax out of nowhere like that.
Parallax is Parallax, and he needs respect. They did not show him respect in that movie. But that's what I'm saying, though, because, like, remember when Sinestro, before he went to Fear, was training Hal?
Yeah, well, that's how it was in the comics.
Yeah, exactly. And Hal was trying to hit him, and he was just keeping it calm, dodging all these attacks, showing him that he was, like, inferior to him. He knows how to use the ring. He doesn't.
Right.
So you need to train.
Like, there's little things.
Jude, he could have just been that, and I would have been okay.
Sure.
If he came up and she was trying to fight him, you know, like, go in on him, he would have just, like, he's the one that trained her. Hello? So he knows her moves. He could have just been like, nope.
Yeah, right.
And just
Experience
beat her
would have
down.
worked.
And just beat her down. And then that's where that standing up moment can be come into. You know, he's beating her, and he's superior. He's got the better tactician, and he's over her, and she just gets up, and he's just like, why do you keep getting up? You just give up.
Or maybe that where she internally, she pulls it, she hits another level, and she doesn't realize it, then she breaks that thing on her neck.
Exactly.
And then it blows up.
Dude, we just came up with a better plot than the movie in, like, less than 5 minutes.
Well, that's because, I mean, it's not that hard to write a moment.
Okay, I'm going to give him this. Hindsight is 50-50.
It's 2020.
2020. What's the difference, really? 50-50, 2020,
Yeah,
100,
50-50, you're half right, half wrong, bro. I mean,
you know
half.
what I meant. You picked it up.
Yeah.
All right. But hindsight is 2020.
That's because I'm right 70% of the time, 100% of the time.
You know, but, you know, hindsight is 2020, okay? So we know what was wrong with it because we experienced it after the fact that it was done, but failed to experience it. But that movie, I don't think gets that exception.
No, not when it's a Marvel movie.
Especially when it's a Marvel movie. It's like
we talked about this a long time ago, about 2 years ago, that Marvel has changed the cinematic universe of all cinema. That you actually compare movies to a Marvel movie now. Yeah. And they've set the bar, and they didn't rise to their own level.
Yeah. It was just a lot. You know, I'm going to say this. As an example of a movie that goes right. And I get that this isn't actually, like...
Is this a Marvel movie?
It's a Marvel movie.
Okay.
The Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, God. That
movie?
Hands down.
Hands down, one of the greater Spider-Man movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
And that connected with such a large audience.
And I'm gonna be honest, it's making me teary now, but that movie made me cry. Like,
I believe it.
At, like, 5 different moments.
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you really do.
You need to see this movie. If you have not seen it, you need to find a way to watch it. You don't even need to go into this movie with an open mind. That's how good this is. It will just break through whatever barrier you put in front of it.
I'm having kids come to me that tell me that they don't like watching movies. They don't like comic books. They're coming to me just because they know pop culture. They're like, "Oh, you're the guy," and they're coming to me just to talk about Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it was every story they had. This is an example of different story arcs in one movie gone right. Okay, they had the fact that he was just a kid trying to get through school, but he didn't really want to go to that school. He's kind of like his uncle. You know, he's free roamer, likes going out doing graffiti and showing art and stuff, but his father didn't really understand it. And they covered that up perfectly in the movie. I'm not going to say, why, because I don't want to spoil it. Watch the movie. And, the different Spider-Men and women. Like, why did they have to... You know what I mean?
Well, we're going to stop there because we do have to end it. But, I mean, that's something that we can absolutely talk about more in the future podcasts and stuff. And let's do one quick question.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause it to you.
Okay.
What's a movie that's come out within the last year that you feel was done right? That is not a comic book movie. You are more than welcome to look up movies that have come out in this past year. How about past 2 years?
Past 2 years.
What's a movie that has come out that you just agreed with?
on all levels? Like, it's just a good movie? Like, overall, and it's not a comic book movie? Is that what you mean?
The first two that come to mind, the first one that comes to mind for me is The Greatest Show with Hugh Jackman.
Okay. I can see why. It was a good movie. Man, that's a hard question. Because I'm particularly not a favorites guy. I'm not a favorites guy. I love everything too much.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, I can give you a list of the top 3.
Okay, what you got?
Okay. So, man, this is still hard. Damn. I'm gonna look something up.
I saw a movie the other night too. I was like, oh, I just gotta watch this because it was Peter Jackson. Was Mortal Engines, and I actually.
Did you like the movie?
Stopped watching it.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan.
I didn't really like it either. I heard people liked it. And I was like, all right, that's cool.
I think he's going for grandiose, and I just think he fell flat on his face with storyline and story arc. And the only reason I continued to watch it, honestly, was because of Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great. And my connection is so bad.
Well, you know what? How about for next time?
Yeah.
We'll start off the next one. What are Hector's favorite movies within the last, say, 2 years?
2 years. Damn, you want to know something? I can't think of a movie I love like that. That isn't a comic book movie.
We're going to have
That's
to come up
the
with
issue.
some.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
All right. And no Jalen today.
Yeah.
Because Jalen was a goofball.
He was.
But thank you for listening, guys. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. My channel does have other things on it now that we're pulling out there, but we're going to keep continuing to do podcasts because that's where we're starting and that's what we love to do.
Yep.
So this is Gabs.
And Hector.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Deuces.